No Chris Godwin, no problem, as Emeka Egbuka gets his NFL career off to a great start. 4 catches, 67 yards. He catches 2 touchdowns here, Matthew. Everything we thought he would be, knowing that Godwin's going to be down for a couple weeks.
94% route participation. Half of his targets came on deep passes. They weren't scared to chuck it deep to him, and they weren't scared to chuck it to him in clutch, important situations. So, sometimes you see a performance on week 1, you're like, that was a little fluky. Emeka Egbuka is the opposite of fluky. Marvin Harrison Jr., Big Mech, I see you too.
Those Ohio State wide receivers yesterday were all phenomenal, it felt
Jackson
like.
Smith-Njigba.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Obviously, we just talked about Emeka Egbuka. How about Marvin Harrison Jr., Jay? Great start to his second season. 5 catches, 71 yards. He gets the touchdown as well.
Yep. The main thing was just getting in the end zone. He looked explosive. Just the gap between him and every other wide receiver on the Cardinals is just such an enormous gulf. Kyler Murray looked okay. It was kind of a very strange game. Very happy with the effort from my plucky New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
They may be heard from, may be competent.
Right. They may make the playoffs.
My boy Spencer Rattler put it on an absolute dime to your former hero Jawan Johnson, who dropped it in the end zone to tie it up late. Saints might be okay.
Harrison caught 83% of his targets. That was tied for the second highest catch rate in a game of his career. He looked better. He looked better.
Confident, a little smoother.
100%.
I'll tell you who looked better was Deebo Samuel for your Commanders. Everyone's kind of wondering, is Deebo on his last legs
Yeah,
here?
there were some early camp photos. He sort of looked like Fat Deebo.
Deebo's a guy that works off the weight throughout camp, and he's just on time in week 1. 7 catches, 77 yards. I think more notable was the rush for 19 yards on the classic Deebo jet sweep action, Matthew.
Also had looked like Deebo, right? Friend of the podcast multiple times, Deebo Samuel. They used him in creative ways. It was one of the reasons why we were excited when the Commanders got him, because he is such a fit for what Cliff Kingsbury wants to do on offense. Limited snap share for McLaurin in his first game back. Obviously, he missed a lot of training camp. But the fact that that 6 of his 10 targets came from the slot for Deebo Samuel just sort of lets you know that, they'll have McLaurin and they'll have Noah Brown, the other guys on the outside, but they're going to be really creative with Deebo Samuel. Not a fluke. Like, I don't know if the targets may come down a little bit when McLaurin gets more up to speed, but like the Commanders were exciting between Deebo and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, him and Eckler. Chris Rodriguez a healthy scratch.
Jay, the Raiders happy they didn't listen to Jacoby Myers' trade request. Nice start for him. 8 catches, 97 yards, almost 18 fantasy points without a touchdown for Jacoby.
Yeah, I thought the big thing, too, was Geno Smith looked great. He played really well in tough conditions against, so I think it'll be a solid defense in the Patriots, and Jacoby Myers, the big beneficiary of that. Connor, your man, Michael Penix, who had an amazing touchdown run. I don't know how he kept his shin off the ground on that, but it was not like the deep ball throwing that we expected.
Yeah, it feels like the Bucs knew exactly what to do, and the good thing is the Falcons adjusted and took what was there. A more efficient day for Penix, 27-42.
A lot of yak.
For almost 300 yards is not typically what you'll see from Penix. You probably see less volume, some higher quality 3-point shots, but hey, the fact that he can adjust, Michael Penix is going to be a very good quarterback in this league for a long time.
Yeah, by the way, and he had Drake London out there and then Ray McLeod.
Right.
Kyle Pitts got involved. I'm not
Bijan
buying that just yet.
One off the dump pass.
Bijan had the big lot of yards after catch, but still, the fact of the matter is that Penix, by the way, very quietly, second rushing touchdown. He's got 4 career starts. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Not a big part of his game, but somehow he keeps finding his way into the end zone. But I agree with you, almost 300 yards, gets you 21 rushing yards with his legs as well. Falcons had the 7th highest pass rate in week 1 with not a lot of guys out there. I get that it's Tampa Bay and that's always a shootout, but still, I think Penix, interesting. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.